Life is change. Life is change. Love is rare, life is strange. Nothing lasts, people change. Your parents die. You die. Children do not last. They die or they grow older. School does not last. You leave. Marriages fall apart. Even the luckiest and strongest marriages end in death. Fall turns to winter, winter turns to spring, spring turns to summer, summer turns to fall. And all four of them stop when you travel to the equator, or the North Pole, or the sun explodes and devours the earth. Sooner or later, everything changes, some sooner and some later. Things will leave you, things will come. Happiness will go, sadness will go, anger will go, depression will go, elation will go. Friends come and go. Some weren't really friends, and they leave. Sometimes you weren't really a friend, and you leave. Some friends are true friends, but they get a job elsewhere, or they get married, or they die, or they drink, or they last a long time, but eventually, everything changes because on earth, that's the name of the game. This is the place of change. And one of its lessons is, how do you respond to change? The surfers know well. The stiff people fight, and they fight, and that's why they're funny. White-knuckled, and they do the funniest things. Sometimes what they do is not funny, it's destructive. But in the biggest picture, in the grandest scheme where we're all one, and we are the stuff of stars, and the forces that drive the planets around the sun, and the sun around the galaxy, and the galaxy around the universe, and that's us at our truest form, at our highest level, even that stuff is kind of funny. The surfers know how to respond to change. So in a world where everything changes, up, down, good, bad, colors, yellow, red, green, blue, seasons, what do you do? Sister Unity thinks maybe you focus on two questions. What is important? And you aim your life to prioritize the answers to that question. Family, love, yourself, nature, trust, kindness, generosity, gratitude, welcoming, stillness, truth, solidity, equipoise, clarity. Some of these important things also change. Family falls apart, flies apart, dies. Friends come and go. Love comes, love may go. Love changes form. Does that mean that these things are not important because they will change? It's up to you. Maybe not. Maybe impermanent things are still important. What is important to you? Weigh that with an understanding, a contemplation of the fact that everything changes, and you see it more and more as you go through life. You don't believe me? Go back to your elementary school. Go back to your junior high school. When you graduate from high school, a few years later, go back and just walk around. It'll be the same, but it won't be the same. Who are all these other people here now where you should be able to see yourself? Some little film of you at the time. Odd because you're you now and older, but still, you should still be there. You know that feeling? These schools are proof of change. Did you ever move houses? Go back to the old house and see. You'll see how life changes. It's the same and it's not the same. Life is change. Talk to an old ex. That'll show you how life changes. Either you've changed or they've changed, or both. And if it's neither, change. What is important in a world of change? And what doesn't change? I have read, studied, heard, contemplated, poked, and researched, and from everything I understand, I think there's only one thing that doesn't change. What do you think I think doesn't change? What do you know doesn't change? Silence. Oops, no, not silence. Love. I'm 51. I've had 4 boyfriends, and if you put the time I spent with them all together, it adds up to about 2 years. Love. Truth! Shall we read the newspaper? What doesn't change? The Earth! Well, call me in 4 billion years when the sun goes nova. Rocks. Rocks don't change. Rocks. Pele. Hawaii. Iceland. What doesn't an oak tree. A mighty oak tree. Timber. Even insects bring down the mighty oak trees. What doesn't change? What doesn't change? What doesn't change? Think and observe and write me in the comments what you think doesn't change. What do the wisest people who've spent the most time studying the nature of reality say doesn't change? It's funny, though. When I think about what I think doesn't change, it is funny because it changes every time you use it. Maybe I should call my friend the Sphinx and tell her here's a new one. Tell me the only thing in reality that doesn't change and yet changes all the time. there is one thing that doesn't change. Go find it.